Hey, what's up, everybody? I see the chat moving. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. I really appreciate everybody showing up this morning. I know it's been a long weekend, um, going through all the information at hand, and I see the things we're talking about in the chat. How's everybody doing this morning? Bitcoin smashed 50K. That's crazy. Yes, it's great to be back. Great to be streaming. I didn't really feel like there was anything really to stream about over the weekend. I did see Meet Kevin stream with Trace Trades. That was amazing. I'm wearing your shirt. I'm a huge Marvel fan, so I have a ton of different shirts. I believe in one of my videos I was wearing a Black Panther shirt. Just hit 50,000. Jeez. Bitcoin is going through the roof. How's everybody doing this morning? Anybody have any plans? I did see a lot of people say, that I see AMC going to the moon this week. A bunch of other stuff. Can everybody hear me okay? I just want to make sure that the volume's okay. I haven't streamed in a while, so I had to, set up some things. Also, I got a little bit of a cough, so trying to get that away with a cough drop. Got to drink a lot more water. From Germany, that's awesome. That's amazing. See, I really love this about, YouTube, because I can stream to so many people, and basically, like, if I went to another country, another state, or whatever, there's a possibility of being able to just talk to somebody about something that my stream, or things that we said in the chat or whatever. You can hear me? That's good. That's good. Thank you. Audio's good. Thank you. AMC is looking good. Yeah, I was checking this morning. I was like, wow, there's a lot of different things that are actually looking pretty good this morning. Sounds perfect. Thank you from the UK. That's crazy. This is amazing. From Netherlands. Crazy. London. Wow. Minnesota here, Belgium, Singapore, Japan, Netherlands, Switzerland. That's amazing to hear. Hong Kong. Hong Kong. Wow. Okay. This is crazy. Never would have thought. So yeah, I did want to address some things that I made some videos over the weekends talking about AMC, and I think I made a video of GME, but I'm gonna basically focus on AMC for the most part. I will go through all of the different stocks that I have on my popular watch list, but I made some videos talking about AMC and my thoughts, predictions, what I feel, and trying to come from more of a realistic perspective. A lot of people didn't like that. My last video, I think, let me actually check. I think it has a like to dislike ratio of like 74 or 70% or something. It's crazy. I was looking at it, I was like, I'm just trying to be real with people. But then there's a number of people that just came out and said the hedgies got to you and all of this stuff. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. But yeah, let me see. Where's my last video? Where is it? 70%. Let's see if you can see this. It's right down here. 20,000 views, 70% like to dislike ratio. I had 269 likes, or 269 dislikes to 639 likes. So looking at that, a lot of people said that the hedgies got to me. There was a lot of different stuff that was going through my brain, I guess, and that I wasn't the same person. But I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. I'm trying to let everyone understand what's going on here. And the real thing about it was that I just didn't see the volume, and a lot of people seen this, that they didn't see the volume with the position. Um, right now, this morning, we're seeing a lot more volume than we did in the past, which is good. You see a lot more volatility, which is really good. And that's what I said was we're not going to see a squeeze, we're not going to see a push until we see the volume. So with the fact of, people talking about Tuesday 2 million, basically putting a thought into people's heads like, hey, we're all investing into this area. Let's continue to invest into this area, which you may turn 2 million into 30 million or 40 million or whatever. So that's why, I really wanted to, talk about this and, basically give my perspective here. And it wasn't to a point to where I was like, oh, everybody needs to have diamond hands. AMC is a distraction from GME, always was. I think both of them are definitely, tied together. But GME had the highest short percentage. The thing is about GME, it went up, it skyrocketed already. Now it didn't skyrocket to the point to where people thought it was going to get to $1,000 or so, but that didn't happen. It got to about 500, and then it got derailed. The whole thing got derailed by the brokerage accounts. But yeah, that's the whole thing I wanted to talk about, was the fact that we didn't have the volume, and everything else was a distraction from GME and AME, or GME and AMC, and it just made it really difficult to get the volume there. And that's the only thing that I was talking about, was the fact that we didn't have the volume. But today it looks like we do have the volume in the pre-market. Hopefully it translates to the actual market, and then we can see what's going to happen here and if it's going to increase. GME doesn't really have the same volume. It does have some good movement here, which I like to see. The only problem is that it did pass this 200 EMA line, but I was hoping to see this positive increase here. Whether it was a slow increase or a fast increase, I just wanted to see some volatility, which you are seeing some movement here, and that's good. But yeah, that's what I really wanted to talk about for AMC. It was just the fact that we need the volume, and we can't have that squeeze, we can't have that push without the volume. Yeah, sleepless hustler money. People don't like the truth. I only want to hear warm and fuzzy quotes. Yeah, you're right. I think it's really tough to basically speak the truth here and get everybody to like you, especially with the fact that, it's a movement of basically saying diamond hands. When, diamond hands, you have to understand what everybody's situation is. Yes, we hold on to it as much as possible, as long as possible, in order to basically squeeze this. But if there is no squeeze potential, with the fact that we don't have the volume, then there's no squeeze. You know what I mean? And it just makes it very tough to continue with the movement and talk about it in a positive way when everybody's pushing you down basically there. But yeah, AMC I think still has potential. GME still has potential. It's just we need to continue to push up the volume. And with what's supposed to happen today, Tuesday 2 million, I can definitely say that we would have the volume. We just need to push that volume up higher than 2 million, because 2 million is something that happens within a minute. So if we can push 2 million people to buy, then basically we'll have a lot of people buying at maybe the $1,000 range, $100 range, and then you'll push that from 2 million to 200 million or 20 million or 200 million or 2 billion. Basically we got to 1.2 billion in volume the one day, so hopefully we can get something good there. So we have 700 people in here. If you could hit that like button, that would be amazing. Remember, my voice is like, it's going. I can feel it already. So, and it's only been 10 minutes into the stream. So hopefully it continues the whole entire way. But right now we can see AMC is actually up to $6. It pushed that $6 threshold, had a huge gap in the morning. And I was happy about that. When I seen that, I was like, wow, this is probably going to be an amazing day. But it started to bow out. It started to, you could see the trend line here. You have that bow right here, and that's typical. I mean, I was hoping that we would see an increase, a slow increase, flatten out right here, and then increase a little bit more, but we didn't. So starting to sell off a little bit from that $6.79 mark, but I did I was happy to see that it did get up to $6.79 because it pushed that $6 mark, and now it's above $6. So hopefully during the open, we can see a lot of buying power here. With Financial Services Committee hearing on Thursday, do you think we are going to see some big moves in stuff like GME and AMC? I think we could potentially see some big moves in these, but I want to see the interest. I want to see people talk about it, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Instagram, whatever it is. I want to see them talk about it, develop that interest. Because yes, with any news, you could see positive or negative impact. I think with that, it's mainly positive impact that we will see on the stock. But will it push the squeeze further? It just all depends how much interest we build. So if we start to see these continue where they talk about Tuesday 2 million, Thursday 2 million, whatever it actually is, they continue to push these along in order to push the stock price up. Yeah, I can definitely see that can happen. Thank you for the super chat, Illegal Monkey. I appreciate that. But yeah, I think that could be a possibility that both of them could push up. It's just not going to be something to where it's a huge squeeze. It will push up based on that news. And yeah, I just hope that we get a lot of positive news because I want to see it increase. I want to see a lot of people make their money back and hedge funds continue to lose money because they still have short positions out there. So yeah, we have almost 1,000 people in there. Could you hit that like button? That would be great. It's the only thing I ask. Did I see Amazon executives invest in the AMC? I didn't see that. Is that like public news there? Because I haven't seen that. Well, obviously it would be public news. Yeah. I didn't see that. Is that speculation? Will the squeeze still happen? I can't say that. It depends what your definition of a squeeze is. The typical definition of a squeeze, it's going to, it would say that it was going to push up, $50, $100, like it's going to actually squeeze. I believe we're going to have a large pop that we will see, but I don't think it's going to be a huge squeeze. Now, if it is, then I'm wrong, and I'm fine to be wrong because then that means that a lot of people make money and the hedge funds lose money. That would be amazing. But right now we can't really tell if it will squeeze unless we can continue to be consistent with the volume. That's what it's all about. There are variables in place where we need to be consistent. They could still have shorted shares out there. They could still have high interest and all of that. But if we don't have the volume to continue to push that up while they're buying back the positions, then it's just going to keep the price at a steady pace where it is. And I hope that we can consistently see this volume every single day. And like I said, I'm just trying to be realistic. I'm not going to say that, the hedgies got to me because they didn't. I'm still holding the positions. Let me go ahead and actually log in and show you guys just to make sure. That's the wrong password. I'm still holding here today. And I need to see how today goes in order to make a plan. But yeah, I'm still holding here. I still have 100 shares of GME, 1,690 shares of AMC. It's still something where it's sitting there at a $8,000, basically a $9,000 loss. There may be a point to where if it gets up to a certain point for GME, it looks like it might pull back, and hopefully I can get in at a lower point. I want to get in with a lower dollar amount and at a lower point. So maybe at that $50, $45 range, and end up sorry. And then once I get into that $45 range, I can then invest a smaller amount and be comfortable with what I'm really losing. I'm never comfortable with losing $9,000. Is anybody comfortable with that? People that say that they are, I mean, that's extra money that you could put towards something else and gain some sort of interest. Obviously, you're not comfortable. So I'm still holding right now. We have 1,000 people in here. Please hit that like button. Thank you for the super chat, Nico. I appreciate that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it right now where I'm holding, but I'll continue to do that, continue to monitor it, and let you know exactly what I'm doing throughout the day. Yeah. Did you get in at 20? No, I didn't get in at 20. I got in. My cost basis is at $9.38 is when I got in. Oh, you're talking to Anna. Got into AMC was my dumbest move I've ever made. Yeah, that's a good question. Did you get in at 20? Because that would be really bad. Diamond hands, baby. We love the stonks. I just sold enough AMC to get some play money again. So yeah, you're looking to put money into different places. That's good. That's not bad. Hold GME and AMC. Yep, you're right. Cannabis stocks. Let's see how cannabis stocks are doing. So they're moving up a little bit. It's not anything to where you've seen that large increase from what they had. Now they did. It looks like they did have quite a bit of a move here, up to $31 for Tilray. You know, even a move for CGC. ACB moved up. So they're all pretty much following each other. They're all pretty much following each other, which means we have the same people that are really interested in these positions and interested in buying at the lows, selling at the highs, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're buying at these lows, they're selling at these highs that they can get at, and then they'll go on about their day. So cannabis stocks, I think that they may have, as I start to roll in, let's look at 1 month. So it looks like they might have gotten back to about their low point in order for you to get into it and continue to ride it on the way up slowly. For all of these, you're going to see the same thing. Tilray is something that everybody was interested in. It got up to $77 at one point, and whoever bought in at this point, hopefully they did sell around here and didn't drive it all the way down, because they're losing more than 50% of their money, which is crazy. What's my opinion on time? We have 1,158 people in here. If you could hit that like button, that would be amazing. Let me go into different stocks that a lot of people want to talk about. Let's talk about time here. So I need to add my EMA here. 200 EMA. Time looks like there's a lot of quick movements. Well, not a lot of quick movements, just one big jump that I guess a lot of people got into at this high point here after, you know, it bought in. I don't know what the news was here, but it looks like they just bought up the position and sold like immediately. So it pretty much bought up in the pre-market and then continued to drive up in the market open, and then, you know, really just sold off from that point all the way down here. And I would say it makes it very difficult to look at this as an investable situation or investable position when you do see those gap downs and then a level off. That doesn't give me any type of positive look on this. What's good is you do see that pushback to get back up to this point, but it looks like it's resisting at a number of points up here. It really resisted, so it's not looking to go past this $3.40 mark. But you do have a lot of buying power that's coming in, 50,000 shares that are coming in at $2.50, where it stands in the pre-market at $2.85. So they're looking for that to pull back a little bit, but I would imagine that it's going to increase a slight bit and then end up pulling back again. It doesn't look like it's really wants to fight past that, you know, $3.30 mark. But overall, let's look at a 10,000 or 100,000 foot view. Overall, obviously, it looks like it is slowly increasing, has a slow increase, slow build. And that's the trajectory I was on until this happened, whatever this was. But you can totally take that out of the equation and you can look at this as a gap, and you can see this as a gap up, and that's the trajectory that it's moving. The fact that it gapped up a little bit might mean that it comes back a little bit to get back on track, but it is on its way up. That's a good thing. Only dude on YouTube still talking about AMC. What? I'm the only dude on YouTube still talking about AMC? That's not true. People still have positions in AMC. And I would say that I can definitely say that GME fell off the map when it comes to YouTube, but yeah. There's a lot of people getting in and out of the cannabis sector. Swap buying what? AMC? What? As soon as I can clear up some money, Vic, as soon as I can clear up some money, then yes, I can tell you that I will be looking into other positions in order to day trade this week. Definitely, if I can free up some today, depends what my situation is. I can definitely say that I will look into, trading something, multiples this week. I know this week I'm really focused on getting all of these taxes done, which are very complex, but I'm gonna hold off on submitting those until pretty much when it's due. But I always want to get ahead of those things to understand what I have to pay in taxes. But yeah, I think I will, push forward. I haven't really reviewed my scanner because I've been holding up a lot of money in AMC and GME. I would like to clear up what GME has, hopefully at a break even, and then probably get in at a lower point with a lower dollar amount. Yeah. I'm the second search result under Matthew P. What does that mean? There's somebody else? Is it well, Matthew Perry from Friends? Is that accurate to say? uh, do I sell GM? Or do I sell at a loss GME to purchase AMC to help push AM? Depends what you feel is right. Do you feel like there's more potential in AMC versus GME? I know for me, I feel like there is more potential in AMC because of the fact that GME just doesn't have the volume anymore, and it did have that initial squeeze, and basically a second push up as well. But it all depends what you feel is best and what that loss is. You don't want to accept a loss that's crazy unless you feel like it's still going to continue to go down. So it's all up to you, Glenn. If you feel like it's best to push AMC by taking that money out of GME and putting it there, then by all means go ahead and do it. I believe we're going to continue to try and push this. I hope that we see some positivity today with AMC. You can see that they're up 10% today in the pre-market, and I just hope that it continues. I did like the trajectory that they were moving when it came to today. You could see that gap up, and the way that they were moving uphill made me feel great, creating that W and then skyrocketing up. You see us creating all of these W's, which go against the laws, and it should be really pushing up, should be really jumping to maybe that $7 mark. That's where I want to see it push. Now, if it pushes, if it pushes crazy, then that'll be great, obviously. But if it moves up 10%, 12%, 15% today, and then continues to slow grow for the next couple of days, I'm fine with that. That's definitely showing positivity. But where we were at for the last however many days of negativity has been it's been horrible. You know, GME is up 1% at this moment. Now, I really like how this looks. It's showing that it's not staying flat. It's fighting between, maybe all the way down here at the $51 mark, all the way up to $54. So you could see that's really fighting, mainly fighting around this area, 52 to 50, 54. So I like that. I just don't like seeing this double top. It means that we're really fighting this $54 mark, which means that'll be a wall that we have to get past. So we'll see how that plays out for GME, but AMC is looking pretty good at 11% now. So up to $6.24. Let's see if we can continue to push this up. As we start to get to market open, there's always a massive increase or a massive decrease at market open. So let's see how that really plays out. So hopefully we can get some good news there. Look at marketbeat.com. They say that Amazon's largest individual investors bought large positions in AMC, but maybe speculation. Not sure. What do you think? A lot of this stuff I think is speculation to create some sort of catalyst, to create some sort of news break. That's usually what happens. That's why you have all of these articles with AMC or with Amazon buying out AMC and Netflix buying out AMC and all of this other stuff, and it's all speculation. It's all something that could potentially happen, and that people could see happening. But that happens with so many companies. They'll say, "Oh, well, this company is looking to buy out this company," when there has never even been a conversation about that. So it's always to create something, and news is not really news anymore. It's all just speculation. Let me just see what you have here, though. Um, I don't see anything. Ownerships. Yeah, I don't see anything with AMC Entertainment. Let's see. Social buying and selling. Charles Schwab owns a lot of shares. Wait, AMC Entertainment institutional buying and selling. 2/16/21, Charles Schwab Investment Management Inc. bought 1.7, or they hold 1.7 million shares. Okay. Northern Trust owns 1 million shares on the 11th. All these companies are buying larger shares or own a large amount of shares in AMC at the really low prices that everybody else wanted to buy in at. That's interesting. But yeah, I don't see anything. I would think it's all speculation. Thank you for the super chat, Brian. But yeah, I would think that it's all speculation. It's not anything that's 100% true, right? And it could be a possibility, right? That still could happen. But right now it's speculation. SNDL is dead. Wall Street Bets is attacking AMC. It's on. I think Wall Street Bets is tired of hearing AMC and GME. They're both getting in their heads because it creates a distraction from all of their other, or to all of their other positions. So anything that they call out, you see everybody talk about AMC and GameStop, and a lot of people are getting tired of it. I see it all the time. I scroll through the thread, and it's just like they'll have an AMC discussion or a GME discussion, and they'll say, can we get rid of this and not have this tomorrow? And there's a bunch of stuff. So this is definitely the way that I look at it. It's definitely a fight there. And it sucks that there's a fight because that's where it all started. But with 8.7 million, maybe 9 million at this point, I don't really know exactly how many they have. I was just on there, but I didn't check out the actual count. I think it's still 8 point something. 9.1 million. So yeah, it continues to grow, and there's always these discussions that we create just to talk about different things, and it's amazing to hear what they're saying, because obviously it looks like they're attacking AMC and GME, right? How am I today? I'm pretty good. We have 1,400 people in here. If you could hit that like button, that would be amazing. So what are you thinking on AMC? Well, the way that it's moving, the way that it looks today, it looks like we're seeing some positivity. We are seeing a little bit of a sell-off as it starts to get to these higher tiers, as it starts to really push $6. Good thing is that we are above the $6 mark, which is a threshold we couldn't get by. There was a lot of times where you would get up to, you know, 590, 580, and it would just pull back. And that's because there was a lot of people that were selling off. Hopefully we see it push up to $7 today. I don't really know how the market's going to open. With what everybody's saying is that a lot of people are buying. A lot of people are going to buy today. That makes me feel really good about what's going to happen today, but you can still see a lot of selling power as people drive up the price, because that's the way that the stock market functions. I mean, it's off of buyers and sellers. So if people buy, you're going to see some people that really want to get out of their position. And I can tell you that I want to get out of some of my position and then be able to buy in a lot lower. That would be absolutely amazing. But I know if I do that, that also drives down the price. So we're in that same boat. So my thoughts on AMC is we're definitely going to try and push that $7 mark, as long as it doesn't, you know, take a dive and then people continue to sell. You know, if it does increase to $6.79 or $7 and then it takes a dive, that will suck. But we still just need to see what the volume is looking like. Right now, 22,000 shares at $6 at buying at $6, 13,000 shares at $6.25. Which shows that there's a little bit of a selling power, but the buying power just outweighs the selling power at this point. Let's just see if we can get the same buying power that we had in the past. You know, 1.2 billion buying power would be absolutely phenomenal. Or 1.2 billion volume would be great. Hopefully it's in the favor of buyers. Yes, we need to drive up that price. Yeah, I think AMC is a great position to have long term, and a lot of people think this as well. The value of the company is a lot higher than where they are now. So if you did get in at $5.50, you did get in at $5, it's definitely going to be at a higher value in the summertime. You know, when, you know, movie theaters really open, when they start changing things a little bit, maybe when they get bought out or acquired, whatever, you're going to see a spike, and you're going to see it, whether it's going to be a spike or slow growth, you're going to see it get up to that $10, $15 mark. So yeah, I mean, I think that it is a long-term play, but I'm just hoping to see some sort of a short-term spike. I don't know if it's ready to spike, but you know, there's always potential that it could do it. You know, with any volume, if people start to get into it, you drive up the volume, that drives up the price. And then you'll see it get to a point to where it's being crazy overbought, and then people are going to sell off a little bit. So hopefully we can get some good news there, but I do see it as a long-term play. They will restrict buying again. I hope not. I don't think, if they did, then it's definitely something to where, you know, you can bring that to court and say that this is ridiculous, because they knew that this was coming. They knew that the volume was going to be here. And if they restrict it again, then we have a massive problem. And if they are out of a lot of their short positions, then it doesn't matter if we buy up the price for them. Yeah, they're still going to have a number of short positions out there, But if we drive up this price, we'll still be fine. There's a lot of hedge funds that are taking our side here, and you could see that, just looking at, AMC's institutional owners, you could see that Charles Schwab Investments, I don't know if they bought 1.7 million shares or they hold 1.7 million shares at this moment, but 2/16 is the reporting date, and Charles Schwab holds 1.7 million shares here. Market value is $3.75 million. So they're obviously looking to hold and continue to drive this price up because it is valued lower than where it should be. We have 1,600 people in here. If you can get me about 500 likes, that would be phenomenal. But it's not financial advice. Yes, it's not financial advice. This is merely just my opinion. Do you follow comics? Explained. I don't follow the comics too much. I'm a fan of Marvel movies. I don't have time for all the comics, but yeah, I mean, it would be interesting. I understand the storylines and stuff, and just based on a lot of things that I hear and watch different videos and stuff. Why is the volume up today? Mainly the volume is going to be up today because a lot of retail investors now, or retail traders, are now getting not just into it, but they're really starting to push this. So there's this thing, Tuesday 2 million, that everybody's preaching, which it may be a lot more than 2 million as you start to really gain interest and gain traction. When people see a stock price going up, they're going to continue to push on to that. So there's going to be a lot more volume than what we expect if we can continue to push this. If it's actually the volume that we really expect. And that's the whole reason why the volume is really up right now. I did see that, obviously Charles Schwab holds 1.7 million shares, which I believe, let's go back to a different reporting date. I've seen something in the past in like November the 13th, them holding 1.2 million shares at a market value of $5.97 million. So maybe they bought in a lot more shares or what, but yeah, I mean, the volume is basically up because people are getting interested again into this position, more interested than they were. Some people coming off of GameStop, some people coming off of other positions, and just word of mouth, really. I can feel my voice going. We only got 38 minutes in, and my voice is almost gone here. Comics Explained is a YouTube channel. No, I'll have to check it out. Do they do shorter form videos, or is it like... We have 1.6 thousand people watching. Oh wait, I have seen this channel.
What's going on, guys?
I've seen that channel. Yeah, that's a while ago though, but I haven't been like paying attention to it recently. I've seen it a long time ago. I have 20,000 shares. It's probably a lower price stock, or is it a higher price stock? That's... Let me just type it in. You have 20,000 shares here. When did you actually buy into it? You have 20,000 shares of AT. It depends when you bought into it. Let me just look at all situations. Well, hopefully not recently, because recently it's been dropping down a significant amount. And I need to look at a larger view. So hopefully you bought down here, because if you bought down here, then you're in a better situation. But if you bought somewhere around this mark here and, you know, are driving it down, do I feel like it's going to continue to increase? It looks like there's a lot of people getting into this. I don't see any orders coming through, but you do see the 200 EMA stay below the 15 MA, is not crossing over. That's amazing to see that. And that's only from a 100,000 foot view. So seeing that doesn't make me think that, you know, it's going to, well, it does make me think that it's going to continue to go up. But I need to see it at a closer view just to see if it does cross over short term. But long term, it looks like it's continuing to increase. Now, you don't really see this coming back. It's really pulling away. And it's starting to kind of flatten out here because the price did decrease a little bit, which is a not really the best thing, but it is far away from it. So it has no potential long term to pull back. I feel like this can continue to increase. You know, could be a really good buy at another low point, but you see that it is going to have these dips. So right now, if you bought in somewhere around here or here, it is going to have this dip, maybe back to, let's see, this is at 2 cents, and up here is at 11 cents. So that's probably going to pull back. I don't have any bid orders, so I can't really tell exactly where it's going to pull back, but probably to 18, 15 cents. It'll probably pull back a little bit, but it'll continue to go up. If it's continuing on this trajectory to where you would have that increase, that decrease, and it really depends who pushes this, what the volume ends up being, but it will pull back a little bit. But it looks like long term it's definitely staying below that 200 EMA line. It's not even coming close since basically January here. So you have some time that it has been staying above the 200 EMA. So it could be a buy. You just have to find your spot because it is going to decrease a little bit more. I don't know how fast. This one decreased really fast because it did increase really fast. Now this is a really fast increase, so I would expect something to pull back, you know, a little bit. So yeah, just pick your spot here if you are looking to invest. If you have invested at this point, you can definitely ride it on the way up. I think it will get to at least 50 cents in the next month and a half, 2 months, if it's staying on the same trajectory. But it could be a buy-in. We have 1,577 people in here. If you could hit that like button, that would be amazing. I can feel it in the back of my throat. What happens to people's shares if AMC gets bought out? It depends what the merger is. So if it ends up being a part of like Amazon, and then I'm not 100% sure there. It depends what they decide to do with it. It could be its own entity there, and then you don't have any issues, but there could definitely be some interesting things that happen there. You get COVID? No, I didn't get COVID. But, well, I don't know. I didn't get tested, but I shouldn't have got COVID. But yeah, my voice is like definitely going away. I can still taste things, everything like that. So I'm fine. um, AMC gets bought out, it goes to $65 a share. Check COVID. FSR. That's a large increase there. So looking at it from just like a, I don't know, 100-foot view, you can see that you have these large increases and large decreases. A lot of red here, which you will see typically. The thing that I don't really like to see, and it depends what it is for, but you have something that's, you know, basically at this $15 mark and has a huge increase to $19 and has large candlesticks. It looks like it's fighting at this moment, so that's definitely a good thing, but you do have a lot of sell orders coming in. With any large increase, you do see a large decrease. So I will expect a pullback. Let's go ahead and look. That's 1 month. I was just looking at 1 month. Let's go ahead and look at 3 months. 3 months, it looks like it's steadily downhill. You have seen that increase to go back up, but it is steadily downhill. That's not necessarily the best thing to see. And when you do see that increase, you are going to see a little bit of a decrease here. So all right, you know what? I gotta take a break a little bit, so hopefully you guys still get back, but I have to take a break. Okay. Yes, I'm using Weeble, so I have to quickly go check something. I'll still be here. For the people that stay in here, definitely converse upon yourselves here. But I'm gonna go ahead and take a little break here. I'll be right back. Can you hear me? Making sure the audio is good. You gonna apologize to everybody? Wait, you gotta look that way. You gotta look that way. Say sorry. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Sometimes you deal with a lot of stuff here. I seen some stuff saying dog pooping on the carpet means that dump AMC. That was pretty funny. Yes, a Shiba Inu. Thank you. Thank you. She is cute. Emmy, what are you licking my keyboard for? Yes, Captain. I'm a Marvel fan, so not just Captain America. I pretty much have a lot of shirts. Doge. He sounds like Eric Andre. Isn't that the guy? He's like really funny. He had that like show. He does like really like stupid things. To poop Dogecoins. Where do I see AMC tonight? Let me just charge my phone again. I'll definitely get into that. Give me a second. So AMC today, if it continues the way that it's going, like right now, it's going downhill a little bit. Kind of crossed over. I didn't want to see this crossover of the 200 EMA to the 15 moving average, but if it continues, stays above $6, then yeah, I think that we can see something where we'll have a day that it closes at above $7. But we still need to see that volume. We're seeing a lot of sell-off volume here in the pre-market, and I'm hoping that we can see a lot of buy volume towards the end. If we do see towards buy volume towards the end of the pre-market here, then you may see a little bit of a sell-off, but we just need to continue to manage and look at these buy orders to make sure that we're seeing more volume of buy orders than sell orders here. So that's what I'm looking for. From Italy, that's awesome. I love seeing a lot of people from like around the world. It's crazy. How much coin did you pay for the Doge? I don't remember how much she was, but it doesn't matter. She's a part of the family. If you count all the surgeries, I mean, it was a lot. My analytics say you need a test, bro. I need a test? A COVID test? Is that what you're saying? What kind of app are you using? This is Webull. The link is down in the description. All you have to do is click the link, sign up, deposit $100, and you'll get free stocks, actually. Thank you for the super chat, Edwin. Doge Dog, LOL. Yes, she's great. I love her. I love her so much. I miss Mavis at $13. Yeah, I mean, Mavis was definitely moved a lot. Emmy, you're leaning on me. Yeah, I missed them too. I missed a lot of positions here just because I'm kind of laser focused on AMC and GME a little bit, trying to get them to really push up, see what the volume is. And GME might be a little like an afterthought. So yeah. How was your poo? If you're talking about her poo, it was pretty bad. I mean, really bad. Yeah, I don't want to get into details of that, but it was nasty. And the good thing is, I ran out of cleaner toward like halfway through. All right, you're leaning against. Why are you doing that? You're leaning against the mic. So yeah, let's not get into specifics there. But it was bad. Your recommendation for a tool that provides the same analytics without having to trade? Yeah, you don't have to trade on this. You don't have to physically put any money in there. You can open up the account, download the software, and you can manage all of your stuff by not actually trading. Like I'm actually trading in here, and I have a lot of free stocks, but I'm not trading to the extent that I'm trading in Fidelity. So that's where it's different. So you can use this platform, you can download this platform, and you can basically do all the same things that I'm doing without actually having to invest anything. And then eventually, when you want to invest something, you can. Spike, please. I'm hoping that it does spike. Uh, Trading View is pretty good. That's just a website. Yeah, I always recommend using a like a software that updates by minute, and this one does do that. And like I said, you don't have to pay anything for it. It's a free software. Now, when it comes to the order book information, yeah, you're gonna have to pay for that. But other than that, everything else is free. Oops, AMC. That's funny. I'm here for the dog instead of the stock talk. Well, good. Then we can satisfy all groups of viewers. I love this dog. Can I use Weeble in the UK? I'm not 100% sure. You can try, but I know there's different things that you can use in order to make it seem like you're in the US. Have you heard about the speculation of GME shares were shorted in XRT to lower? No, I haven't heard that. That has not reached over here. Bro, you gotta take your vitamins. I take my vitamins. I'm fine. It's just a see. This is the thing with dealing within COVID. I could tell you the whole entire time that COVID has happened, which is surprising. I have not gotten sick once. Just a standard cold. I have not gotten it. And immediately when I feel like anything, people are like, "Oh, you need to get checked. It's COVID and all that stuff," and I'm like, "No, it's not. I mean, I can have a standard cold. I mean, that's normal, and I don't even think it's a cold. I just think my voice is giving out. I don't feel anything else besides the fact that like I feel the need to clear my throat a lot. You can't unfortunately trade using Webull in the UK. You can use viewing though, which is what I do. Okay, so you can't use Webull in the UK, which sucks because it is a great platform. I love it. How much is your doggo coin worth? She's priceless. Surprised how well she listens. Besides the occasional slip up here and there, sometimes she won't let us know that she has to go to the bathroom, and most times she'll like literally jump on us to let us know, hey, you go to the bathroom. But something that you couldn't see off screen is that there's a carpet over there, and I immediately smelled something, and that was not good. Bro, COVID is a cold. It's a virus. I mean, I work for a hospital. I should have gotten the COVID vaccine, but I don't believe it is. It is COVID. So I don't. Yeah, she is. She's like she doesn't make any noise. She barely barks. The only time she barks is like if someone knocks at the door, she'll bark. But she didn't start barking until the last couple of I don't know, a couple of months really. AMC has dividends as well. I wish there was a Webull in the UK. Yeah, I know. Webull is a great platform. If you don't have this platform, if you're new to trading or you have other platforms, I definitely recommend using this platform. It offers a lot. First getting introduced to it, I could tell you that I jumped right in easily because I knew what indicators I wanted. I always add these different indicators in Fidelity, but obviously Fidelity makes it a little bit difficult to refresh, and this just refreshes, so it makes it very easy. I don't know what that means. Is that the Doge dog? It might be. It might just be. Right, Nems? I call her all different types of names. Emmy, I'll say Nems, Nemi, Nems. Like, I'll just say a bunch of stuff. But that's Emmy for you. Will she bark when you go to the moon? Yes, I think she will. Oh man, it looks like AMC dropped below $6 again. So it is starting to really make a move downhill, which is not good. Do you want to get down? You want to get down? No? Okay. It looks like it is making a move downhill here, which is not good. Seeing that 15 MA cross over to the 200 EMA is not the best situation here. Do you want to get down or you want to lay down? Yeah, let's get you down. Sorry guys, the dog has to go away. Oh, so much fur. This is more than my cats. I just downloaded Weeble. Any settings or suggestions I should change to make right away? Yeah, I think if you download this platform, I definitely say that you should just jump right into it, and make sure you have this large chart, which it will show up there. If you do want to use the order book, you can definitely use that, but you can always use volume analysis. You can use the ladder information just to basically get an understanding of the buys and sells, the count really, and what outweighs what. This doesn't cost anymore, so you can always use the volume analysis. You'll be fine. The order book you do have to pay for, but then make sure you have this trade information up here. And I always like to extend this out. So this right here, I believe there's something else up there, but you're going to see a lot of the stock information, the quotes information, and I like to extend this out all the way across so you can see all the information up top with the stock that you're looking at. Whether it's dividends, you're looking at the volume, you're looking at high and low. That's what I like to do. But with indicators, I would definitely say set up with the 15 MA and the 200 EMA. All you have to do is go up to right here, this little section up here, indicators. Click that, go to MA, make sure you select that. Whatever it's on, you can change it in this settings. It looks kind of like a bolt. And then you can go to the EMA and set that up as well. And I always recommend setting up both of those, but you can also go with just looking at a standard simple moving average if you wanted to. That's what I used to look at when I would play the bounce back. I would just do a 20 simple moving average to see when that pullback will happen. Mainly what I would always look for is this pull away from this simple moving average, knowing that it's going to come back to earth, and I would be able to buy when it does pull back. So it depends what your setup, what you really want your setup is, what your strategy will be. If it is long term, I would definitely go with a 200 EMA and 15 MA. It shows the difference between basically short term and long term and what the route is. And if it separates a lot, then you know that you have a lot of room to continue to grow and that it's on the uptrend. So hopefully that does help. MG2782. I hope that you love Weeble as much as a lot of other people do, but it is a really great platform. So yeah. What are those indicators showing you? So I kind of just explained it. Hopefully that did help you. But mainly the indicators are going to tell me when the price action long-term, the 200 EMA, will tell me the price moving over 200 days, right? So that's going to basically be a long-term indicator to say what the trend actually is long-term. But the 15 moving average will tell me something short-term. So it'll show me where the price action is moving right now. And then you'll be able to see the difference between the two. And if it is separated a lot, then you know that it's flowing well above the average. And that's obviously a good thing. If the 15 moving average is moving below the 200 moving average, then, or 200 EMA, then you know that it's basically flowing below the average of the long-term 200 days, basically. So hopefully that does help. I love looking at these two. I love looking at simple moving averages by themselves. Sometimes I'll just look at a 50 moving average, something in between, to see what a swing trade will be, because sometimes you're not really looking for the long term or just short term. You're looking for something in between, a couple of weeks maybe, and then you can go from there. Any other platforms that I recommend with no delay? I like Fidelity. The problem is it's just not as clean as this, I would say. You have to place everything there, and it doesn't seem like you can easily click in and out of positions there. So if you click one position for here, you click the GME, everything updates that you have for GME here. You know, the RSI, the chart, you know, all of the order book information, everything updates for GME specifically. For AMC or for Fidelity, you're going to have to basically put the charts there and edit those, and everything doesn't really update. You can look at different charts, you can look at a lot more, but it just makes it very difficult to navigate through and add all the stuff as easy as, you know, Webull does. But yeah, it is a good platform for updating live information. I used it for a number of years, and I always recommend it. I have a video talking about how to trade on Fidelity. I also have an Active Trader Pro demo, not going through a whole bunch, but going through a little bit. But yeah, I always recommend Fidelity, and now I recommend Webull. Ally Bank is a very good one as well. I think that's more basic, but it is a good one. It's very basic though. All right, so it looks like that trend that it was pushing above the 200 EMA has been broken here, and then started to cross back, but then broke again. So it looks like there's a lot of people that are selling off with the GME. I want to see what the volume will be. It looks like you see a lot of buy orders here for GME. I was hoping that I have my mic set up, and I do. Yeah, that's good. But you see a lot of buy orders here for GME, and hopefully we can continue to see that throughout the day. But right now we don't know. We have 1,600 people in here. Could you please hit that like button? It is freezing in here. I gotta turn up the heat. Yeah. Let me turn up the heat real quick. Oh, no wonder. It's set on eco. Who does that? Not while I'm home. It's cold in here. Yeah, we have 1,600 people in here. If you could hit that like button, that would be absolutely phenomenal. We'll need to skyrocket through resistance to create a breakout and then to the moon. Yeah, you're right, Patrick. We definitely need to push through those those walls that are set up, all of these resistance levels. So right now for AMC, I really don't see too much. You could see a wall somewhere around the $6 mark, $6.10 mark. There are people that are selling off at so many different walls, but you have a lot of buy orders that are coming in here. Makes me think that this is going to continue to push up. The problem is we did break below that $6 mark. Hopefully we can have a large push towards the end of the pre-market in order to drive that price up, in order to drive the starting price up, and continue to drive the price up to $7, $8 or so. That would be absolutely phenomenal. But all I know is that I don't know if we're going to see that spike today. I don't think this is going to be the day to where we see like a huge squeeze. Hopefully we do. But this is where you need to really understand where the sell orders are coming in, and if you can basically get out at a break even and get back in at a lower point, which is what I want to do, then you can definitely do that. I need to make sure I have the right mic on. Is the sound still stay the same? Check your temperature, bro, while you're at it. I'm fine. My temperature is fine. Can you explain why my TD Ameritrade account is always higher? For example, AMC when Webull is. If you're, what are you using? Are you using Thinkorswim? Thinkorswim should be pretty close. You know, if I look at my Fidelity account and I look at uh, Webull, I can see that they're exactly the same. AMC and Webull, yep, are exactly the same. Yeah, 591. So I don't ever see a huge difference in between them. I mean, I may see like a cent or two, but I never really see a huge difference. Mainly, they're exactly the same from every time that I look at it. You know, 592, 592. So I'm looking at the exact same price. For TV Ameritrade, typically if you're just using the website, you have to hit refresh, and it takes a slower time to refresh there. So yeah, you're mic paranoid. It sounds fine. No, I just have multiple selections on this streaming software for different microphones, which I need to take some of them off. But yeah, I just want to make sure that it's this mic that it's picking up and not some other mic that's around me, because I have multiple mics that could possibly be used, and they're all labeled the same. They're all labeled mic. So I need to make sure that it's the first mic and we're good. We have basically 1,700 people in here. If you could hit that like button, that would be amazing. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the super chat. Janelle, is that how you say that? John Neal? Or hopefully I'm saying that right. Let me know if I am. TD Ameritrade is real time. Well, the Thinkorswim platform is probably more real time than just using the online platform or just looking at stock research online. All right, I'll definitely check it out. I don't check my Instagram that much. I need to check it a little bit more. Is your name also Mike? No, it's not. That was good. That was really good. That was really good. What was I saying before that? I think I'm getting audio engineers use a trick to mask tape ideas your mic. Yep. Yeah, I do need to rename it. I just don't ever get around to it because it's always set the same, but if I turn it off, then that's where I get paranoid because I don't know if I turned on the right one. That's what happens. So yeah, maybe I do need to just rename it. Webull is 15 minutes behind. I've never seen that. 15 minutes behind, that can't be true. That's a huge gap. Every time I look at all these platforms and compare them to Webull, it's accurate. Like it's tying with you know, yeah, everything's tying. I don't know why you're saying it's 15 minutes. 15 minutes behind is huge. That is a ridiculous discrepancy, which will never pass any books. That would be basically like a stock price updating. You know, in 5 minutes, you could see it increase, 50%. And you're telling me that Webull will not update? That's not accurate. I'm looking at Yahoo Finance right now, and it's tying with AMC, which is also tying with Fidelity. So I don't know where that's coming from. We have 1,700 people in here, almost 1,000 likes. That will be amazing if I do get to that point. If you can rename it, just do it. Mention your mic almost every stream. Do yourself a favor. I'm sorry that annoys you with the mic. That's an icebreaker. How's the mic doing? You know, that's always an icebreaker. I gotta break the ice, right? Can't even think it was Matthew Perry from Friends. But this guy's way better looking. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I watch Friends all the time. I love that show. It sucks what Matthew Perry is actually going through, all the stuff. But yeah, he's. Do you have up, dog? I'll fall for it. What's up, dog? It's still funny. Give me a good swing trade for a like. There's a lot of swing trade opportunities, man. It just depends when you pick your spot. I mean, something where you believe is going to just you invest right now and it'll increase, um, you know, 40% over the next 2 weeks or so. Um, that's where it's always tricky because I'm always thinking with my short-term brain here. So give me a few minutes and I'll definitely give you it. I can tell you that there's a lot of options here. Um, right now, these are, I would say AMC is more long-term GME. That's ridiculous what's actually happening here. That's crazy. This was on the trajectory of going completely uphill and maybe it was going to have a positive day. And now you see all of these sell-off orders. Well, that's not that many sell-off orders, but you see it selling off. Hopefully we can get some increases towards the end of the day. That's ridiculous. But AMC is at 7%, so we can definitely look at that. Um, I can say that a long-term look at Tilray is definitely not a bad option. I feel like where we are actually at right now, it's looking more realistic. So, and everybody loves cannabis. So this is going to be, I guess, not really a crazy swing trade, but it's less than a long-term trade. You're not going to have to hold it for over a year in order to gain some profits. But looking at what happened over the last couple of days, you can see that it really pushed up in this one moment, and now it got back on track to where it needed to be. You know, it got back on this one track, which you do have this stop hunt here, but it got back on track. And if you totally negate where that is and create a straight line across, that's basically where we're at. And you're going to continue to see this move up slowly but surely. And over the next couple of months, you can definitely make a decent profit out of it. Same thing with a lot of other cannabis positions. These cannabis positions are doing the exact same thing. They were pumped by Wall Street bets, they were pumped by a lot of people, and then they were dumped back to normal. Some of them came further back to where they crossed the 200 moving average, and I understand the 200 moving average really skyrocketed because of this increase. So maybe the 200 moving average is actually on this line right here, moving from, let's draw a line here, moving from here to basically like here, you know, going upward, right? So seeing that trend, instead of this pushing up a little bit, that's actually staying flat. You can see that as a long-term trade. So yeah, I mean, and not long-term as in over a year. I guess you could see that as a swing trade, basically. Make some money out of it, go up to maybe $18 or so, make a little bit of money, and that will definitely be a good situation for a lot of people. You can see an increase. You can see that it hit mainly a bottom here, and you don't. I mean, you do have a little bit of sell orders, and I think you can continue to increase. Some things that are popular right now. OCGN is still at a high point here. Hopefully, we've recovered from that dip, and we can continue to stay above that 200 moving average. But remember, this is a large increase that it did have. Which how much of that is normalized or normal, basically. So you look at this and see a lot of abnormal activity when it comes to these last couple of days increasing, but then you see it hit a little bit of a bottom and a large candlestick, a large body candlestick, which indicates that it is really fighting at that price. People want to buy at that price. So you see a couple of touch points here, which may indicate that it might be a little bit of a bottom. So being at $10, that might be a buy-in as well, and you can continue to ride that up, maybe back to 18. There's a lot of different options out there. $1,696 people. We're almost at 1,000 likes. If you get that like button, that would be great. Yeah, a lot of cannabis sectors had the same movement because a lot of people were doing the same thing. It was it was all it was all that pump and dump. You know, same thing, all pump and dump. It moved 20, 30, 40, 50% or so, and it just wasn't good. Make sure I have everything set here. Okay. So yeah, we're close to 1,000 likes. Good luck. That's how I'm here. That's for doing what you do, Matt. What? Oh, thanks for doing what I do. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, Mark. Thank you for showing up. What are your thoughts on CTRM? I think I already talked about this in the past, but obviously it's great to get it. Again, could be a long-term play with the 200 EMA away from the 15 moving average. I love to see that. The move downhill, it doesn't look like it was a crazy sharp increase. It was something that actually had a little bit of an increase, and people that invested here must have, you know, really made out in this deal. Hopefully they had a number of shares to buy in there, but you can definitely see that there is going to be a little bit of a dip, and it's not something that, you know, you can look at and say, oh, this is going to, you know, pull all the way back, because it's been a massive increase over like 1 day or 2 days. This has been over a number of days that you will see this increase, which means that a lot of people are getting interested in it. And you did see this pullback and flatten out, which means that we are fighting around that mark. So if you do see any type of pullback, it will not be something that goes back down to that $30 mark. It'll be something that probably goes down to the $64 mark, or 64 cent mark, or 70 cent mark. Hopefully I said cent here, but 30 cent mark versus the 60 cent or 70 cent. You can see that it does look like it is being overbought on the RSI, being all the way at basically 80 something, you know, all the way at 90, all the way at 90 on the RSI, which continues to move up. You can see that it is adjusting and obviously dropping down a little bit. With any increase, you are going to see a little bit of a decrease. The good thing is you do see it fight back with a wide range candle bar here. Hopefully we see another wide range candle bar as we get into you know, the actual market open. So ultimately you can see that this could be a potential option. Definitely see what it's going to do on the downturn, if that is its complete bottom, because you have not seen that candlestick that tells you that it is the bottom, or it indicates it's the bottom. You need a wide range candle bar here, which if we go into, let's say there's a month, it's the same thing we were looking at. Oh, same thing. We need to go into a couple of days. Let's see. So can we find anything that indicates when it is at the bottom? Now we do have these candle bars here that are wide range candle bars. After it hit that bottom, it looks like it is trying to fight at a certain point. Let's scroll up. But I see a lot of buy orders coming in, so it may indicate that it is at the bottom here, and we are going to see an increase. So what do I think about Disney? I haven't looked at Disney in a while. So let's go ahead and break this down. So obviously with the high price, you want to make sure that it moves a lot. Now, I don't know the standard volume that it would move every single day. I wish I had a scanner that would tell me the high to low comparison. And if I could take that out and automatically have that built in, that would be absolutely phenomenal, but I don't have that. Maybe I can build something that gives me that detail, a high to low, so that you can see what the movement is during the day, because that is a huge indicator that can tell you what you can day trade. But if you're looking for a long-term investment, let's look at what happened over the last 3 months. You can see that it is increasing over the last 3 months. We are hitting, is this a brand new high? Yeah, so over the last 5 years, this is a brand new high. Let's look at the max. You Yeah, so it's hitting new highs every single day. Wide range candle bars, new highs every single day. It is pulling back a little bit, but it. Oh man, I'm a little hungry. So as I look into this, let's go ahead and look at this. So yeah, the way that I see it, if you look at it short term, it's really not showing anything that will be, something that you want to day trade. It will be a long-term investment, but the problem is that, like I said, you are getting to that new high territory, which I never like to invest in at. I never like to invest in at new highs because it gives there's so much potential for it to drop down, and I know you can create new highs every single day, but it's just so tough to invest at these points. That's why I really didn't invest long-term during the pandemic, because it was hitting new highs pretty much every single month for all different types of stocks. So I can't give you a recommendation on this. I know it is a long-term play, not a short-term play, but I do need to see how much it does move in a single day. Basically like this day, it moves from $188 up to a high of, during the open, 192, is that right? So that's not really a huge move, and maybe it's a different move in other days, but it looks like it's remaining flat for the last couple of days, so it's not a good day trading option. I would say long-term investment at best, and nothing that you really need to think that you're going to gain a crazy high return on, because you look at it and you're like, all right, well, it's hitting new highs. This is the thing. Mergers end up taking. This is why I don't like news. For this super chat, thank you for the super chat. Why is PDAC down after the merger announcement? This is why I don't like news, because news, right? It gives you a good look and a bad look, but the market is really dependent on buyers and sellers. So you can get this news, but people are in there to make money, not to just own the company. In the past, that was what it was. You're looking to own the company, but when you look at these companies here that do have a merger, it's not really something that you are looking to gain out of it. The only thing you're looking to gain out of it is the money, the money that you're going to end up selling the stock for. So a lot of people will get into this and see a merger, and maybe the stock will increase, maybe it will decrease. But once they do see something happen, sellers create other sellers, buyers can create other buyers, but it can also create a massive sell-off depending how large those buys are. So that's probably why you actually would see that. But you do see a decrease. You see that huge gap up here, but the gap up basically tells people, hey, we're at a high point. Anybody that did get in order to make a profit, sell off. And that's what it's all about. It's all about buyers and sellers. It's not about holding long-term all the time. For some positions it is, like say Tesla or Apple or something like that. But for other ones that are lower priced or whatever, you end up selling off because it's all about buyers and sellers. And that's why I tend to look at news and think, oh, well, this could be a negative look on what I'm trying to gain here. Because ultimately, I'm in the same place. Unless that stock has a dividend, I don't want to hold on to it. I want to gain as much money as I possibly can, sell it, and then be able to make that money work for me somewhere else. So that's probably the reason why. Remember that one? You may not have the volume today. There are a lot of people without power. Don't panic and start selling AMC or GME. I guess that's true. You have a lot of people without power because I guess they had a snowstorm. We didn't really have anything. We had I think like ice or something. But yeah, I guess that's true. You don't want to panic and sell off if it does end up having a sell off. But I think you are going to see a lot of people that end up, still buying in. People can still trade from their phones. A lot of people trade on Robinhood. There's no restrictions. So I feel like there's going to be a good movement if we do have the volume today. I just hope that we follow through with our plans. You do see AMC. I was hoping they would continue on this upward trajectory after the gap up, but it looks like they're decreasing a little bit, and the buyers are pretty much in line with the sellers. You see a lot of sell orders, a lot of buy orders at certain parts, and hopefully we can continue to drive this price up. But like I said, if the price does go up, you're still going to see people sell off. but I don't know if they will sell off to the point to where it gets back to like $5. But let's hope that we could see this price increase a little bit. I don't know what that means. We have 1,560 people in here. If you could get that to 1,000 likes, we're so close to it. That would be amazing. Thank you for the super chat, Mark. Thoughts on so what's good is in the pre-market, I do like to see the 200 EMA over the under the 15 moving average. It sucks that you did see this decrease and a large decrease at that, but it did start to come back to earth. Let's look at a larger look. Now with this decrease here, or this increase here, it's a very rapid increase over a couple of days. So it's not something that's, obviously crazy. It is crazy. Seeing basically go from, $20 all the way up to 130 is absolutely insane. Never mind me saying that it's not crazy. But as you look into this, you had to be able to tell that it is a massive sell-off. Do I see this as a crazy long-term hold here? Yeah, it could be a long-term hold here. If you look at this trend line where it's actually at now, that's why you can see the price actually moving up, because it's in buy territory. It's moving with the trend of where it would actually be over those couple of days. If you take this out, the trend line would go straight across here, which means that it would end up at this point to where you would buy in, maybe have a couple of pullbacks here, just slight pullbacks, but then continue on the trajectory that it is. So I think that it could be a long-term play, get up to $70, $80 in the next couple of weeks. But for this was just something that was bought up. It was pumped and then dumped at a massive scale. Basically the $20 mark all the way up to 130 is crazy, and then that drop off is insane. But you can see that anybody that did invest in here, I'm sorry if you did, because it sucks to get in there at such a high price and then sell at such a low price, because that's the opposite of where you want to be. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely on the right trajectory. It's staying. Ultimately, if you look at what it looks like at a 10,000 foot view, you can see that it's a long-term hold, that it will continue to stay, the 15 MA will stay above that 200 EMA, and it continues to move up, continues to push up. And this would be a lot lower if you didn't have that increase, so it would stay a lot lower compared to the 15 MA, or the actual stock price. So you look at that at a 10,000 foot view, it definitely is a long-term hold from what I see. But then if you start to narrow it down, you can see that you are seeing a little bit of a decrease. And the good thing is, over the pre-market right now, you are seeing that crossover. But just be aware, I mean, you have seen that crossover in the past. The problem is that, or the good thing is, with this crossover, you didn't see that rapid increase to where the 200 EMA dropped below it, right? You just seen that little pull above it. But now you're seeing that separation, which is a good thing. Now with this, you might end up going a little bit higher and then seeing a little bit of a sell-off. It doesn't look like a lot of sell orders are coming in. A lot of buy orders are coming in. So yeah, definitely looks like a long-term buy. 1K likes. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, Lorenzo. And thank you for 1K likes. I appreciate that, you guys. You guys are amazing. Hopefully we could see some good stuff here. See, with all of these, look, in the pre-market, this looks great what actually happened, but you could see with these gap ups that we're seeing of $3 all the way up to $8 is something that you really don't want to see. I mean, obviously if you got in at a lower point, you do want to see it, but if you got in at these points, it's very tough to say that it is going to come back. Now you have a lot of buy orders that are coming in at these points, so maybe with the fact that it is falling back in line, a lot of people are starting to get into this again and wanting to push up to that $8 mark. You do have a ton of buy orders compared to sell orders, so that looks pretty good. So even not even looking at a long-term play here, you can see that it is separating. The 15 moving average is separating from the 200 EMA here. So hopefully we don't continue to see this trend going down, but it does look like it is staying on trend, and this is starting to fight at certain prices. So having support and resistance levels there, and it doesn't look like it's really going to try and push past, the 470 or 470 or 450 mark. It looks like it's going to continue to fight there. So we'll see how that plays out as the market opens, but it does look like something that could be a decent swing trade at least. Yeah, you can only say so much about the same stock. You're right. Well, the point is that one creates a lot of media attention. With people focusing on AMC, they're not just focusing on the stock; they're focusing on the business. And at this point, we're part of a movement. So this is why it's worth a lot more. The attention, creates all of this demand, really demand to go see movies in these movie theaters because we're supporting them, basically saving their business where they paid off debt. They're basically getting into a better situation. You have a lot of interest in it. It's creating that attention towards it. So you're going to have a value that's a lot higher looking at these different companies, whether it's GameStop or AMC. They're valued at a lot more than where they were pre-COVID because of the fact that we're creating all this attention towards them. If you see a company that goes on Shark Tank, let's say it goes on Shark Tank, no matter if it's a great company or a bad company, they end up spiking in sales. Even if they have a horrible outing or whatever, they talk about their company and they don't get anybody to invest and they say it's a horrible company. They still see a spike in sales because that's just how it is. The media attention drives all of this demand, all of this interest. And that's why I say that, it's valued at a lot more. And there's a lot of other reasons. They could be making a lot of changes. There's a lot of criticism with AMC over food prices and all this other stuff, which they may end up making some changes. And it looks like GameStop is already making changes, right? They're looking to change theirs to more of a online business, right? And then also hire some new executive teams and all that stuff. So I would say that it's definitely at a higher value than what it was pre-COVID. Fundamentals create interest. Yes. Interest does drive volume. Thank you, MC. I appreciate that. He says, hi, brother. Keep up the hard work. I'm trying. I'm working hard over here, working hard over there. Trying to just continue to build the business. I'm doing my taxes as of now, and I can see the benefits that you get from owning a business and being able to write off business expenses and having a home office that you use for your business is great. Yeah, well, yes, Ben. This is not fundamentals, just hype and hope. I think. Well, the thing about hype is the hype really you start to see what your business could be worth, And then you start to really develop that into the fundamentals, right? You start to develop that into your business plan. You start to understand what the criticisms are. You start to really listen in and hone in on what the problems are, which technically fall into fundamentals. Charles Schwab added 40% shares more today. I did see that. I was looking at that 1.7 million shares that they own or something like that. Or is that how much they actually? I thought that was how much they own, not how much they. How much time would I tell you to wait to buy? I think AMC has pretty much hit like some of its lowest points. There's a lot of different. If you're talking about different stocks, I'm not really sure what stocks you're talking about, but with other stocks, there's a lot of them that are at new highs or have dropped down from their new highs. But a lot of people are predicting these crashes, and every time I see these, I'm always like, oh, well, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't get into long-term holds because I'm not really a long-term hold specialist. Like, I'm a person that loves to trade intraday and maybe do a couple of swing trades here and there. Really don't hold overnight too often, if at all. But this is where it's very tricky to get into because we're at 52-week highs, and investing at these points really is not something that a lot of people like to do, because then you end up saying, oh, well, you know what? You're holding on to this for a long term, but the long term might end up including this crash very soon. And if that actually happens, then a lot of people lose their money at investing at a high point and selling at a low point. So it's definitely tricky to say, but a lot of different positions are actually at lows. So if you can find those ones that are at lower lows, then you can invest in there and gain a decent amount of profit over the next coming like months or weeks or even years. How did I get into trading? So I went to Thaddeus Stevens College in 2013, graduated in 2015. Around 2014 is where I actually got into stocks. And it was basically to where I got into penny stocks and like longer term investing. And I noticed that I was very impatient. And I continued to look into that and seeing people have success with longer term trading, had people have success with short term trading and all of that. And I got really interested in it. But I noticed that I would always buy at the highs and sell at the lows. And I didn't do anything the right way. So I got really interested at that point, but stopped doing it for a little bit to focus on a lot of work growing in my career, but doing it on the side, understanding what's going on, understanding indicators and everything like that. And then around 2016 to 17 is where I got really interested in it, and I started to trade a lot more. And that's where I was actually going to school for my bachelor's degrees, and I went for business management and accounting. Business specialized or concentration in finance and accounting. And when I had that accounting, all the accounting classes, all they would do is talk about stocks and what we're invested in and all this other stuff. And I don't know why. I mean, they just love to talk about it. And I just knew that I never really had too much to offer there because I never really looked at like long-term investing too much, which I decided to do. But I put majority of my money into shorter term trading just to be able to make it a job rather than a long-term solution to retirement, even though I would have that on the side as well. And that's where I really got interested in it. But as of the years, as the years went on, 2020, I stopped doing it. I stopped doing anything because I felt like the market was going to crash, and I was waiting for lows, really low lows, but it never happened. Especially with the economy struggling, I was waiting for that, but I didn't find that. So now I'm getting back into it, even though everything's at 52-week highs, but there are interesting things into it. And I'm glad that AMC and GME are something that really pushed on a lot of new investors because it got me back into it more. And now I just need to kind of, shake off the rust a little bit and get back into it. Which now I'm using a different platform, so it's going to be a little bit different especially using my scanners that I have in Fidelity, and then still trying to develop some scanners here or screeners here. So yeah, that's how I got into it. A long-winded answer, but that's how I got in. Thank you, Henry, for the $5 super chat. We have 6 minutes until the market opens. Well, I became the magician clown while trading? What? What do I do? Call options. I don't trade options. I mainly day trade. So I'm what I will typically do is play the bounce back, and what I've had success with every single year is the bounce back method, which I have a video on if you want to check that out. But let me go ahead and enter an ad here. I haven't done an ad in a little bit, but yeah, I mainly will do the bounce back method to where I will see it pull back from, I'll typically use a 20 moving average, and then I'll basically say, how far is this going to pull back? How far is this going to push up? Based on the fast movement. So a lot of times I'll pick a stock that moves maybe $10 from high to low in a day and only look to gain $1 or $2, and then be able to profit off of that maybe $100 or $200. So that's what I look for. But yeah, it's more of just a short at whatever high it is, buy at whatever low it is, and that's really the bounce back method. I'm looking to pull back to that the indicator here. Now it doesn't have to pull all the way back. It could pull back $2, whatever my profit target is. But I also have to have a stop loss, and a lot of times you can have that stop loss, but if you win one time and you lose 4 times, as long as your profit to loss ratio is 5 to 1, you'll be fine. You'll make money on the deal. Are you going to invest in Bitcoin miners? Right. I think Riot is definitely interesting. I was looking at it, and it was, it does pull up a lot. It does gap up a lot. You are seeing some great movement here. I didn't invest in it. I wanted to somewhere around these last couple of days, but it looks like it is a slow grower, and not necessarily slow. It is a grower here. You can see it up 10%, 14% as of Friday. You can see that, it does move up, and it's a great investment as long as it continues to grow. People are getting interested in it. It's not something that's a huge grower, a fast grower in like one day or a couple of hours. That's not the case. So yeah, that's mainly what I see in Riot, and I think it does have potential, especially with these gap ups and continuing to move on the same trajectory is really good. How do I choose exits? So exits are definitely a little bit tough because some people will not accept a loss, and this is where you always need to have that 5 to 1 ratio, or 3 to 1, whatever your ratio will be. You just need to know that when you hit your target to sell, you sell. Unless it continues to go up, you can put that stop to where you do sell at that moment, or where you don't want to go below. You can do that and then continue to watch that up. But no matter what, you sell at that point, and you collect your profit, right? For the opposite way. So if you are looking to basically, you're going to take this loss. So let's say it's a 5 to 1, basically saying like if you wanted to gain $100, you're willing to lose $20. So you will lose that $20, but once you hit that loss, you sell and you're done for the day, or you're done for whatever time period. That's the way that I look at it. If I lose $20 in that day and I'm looking to gain 100, I'm done for the day and I lost $20. I'm not going to look to go ahead and trade and lose more money, because then that brings my profit to loss ratio to basically, I don't know, 3 to 1, or ends up giving me 2 to 1. Like, it starts to shrink, and you don't want that. You want a larger profit to loss ratio to make it easier on yourself, especially if you're looking to gain money out of it. If you're looking to be a profitable trader, everybody loses. You don't win them all. You don't. I've lost 5 days in a row. One point I've won 5 days in a row at one point. So you don't win them all. Everybody loses. So it just depends if you can limit your losses to a point to where you can gain more money. It's better to place a trailing stop order. Yes, you're right. So you can continue to have, like, say if it you're basically at your price, and if it goes $1 below, if you set it to $1 or whatever percentage, you set it to $1 below, then it'll sell your position, and then you'll still make money out of it. But as it continues to go up, you can sell that at a dollar every time it does decrease. So if it does pull back to that dollar, you'll be good. I get what you mean. Yes, trailing stop loss is amazing. All right, here we go. Let's see what's happening here. AMC. So it's at that $6 mark. Let's see if it's really fighting. We got a lot of people that are buying at $28, sorry, 28,000 shares at $5.80. We got people selling at $6.10. Let's see if we can see that increase. GME is making a positive movement. It's starting to decrease, starting to get closer to that 200 EMA line. Well, that's not good. We want that to stay away. We want that to push up. Out into stocks for GME, I'm thinking of investing $50 a month into whatever I want to learn, and hopefully it makes money. Any advice for a novice trader? Yeah. I would say if you're looking to invest $50 a month, that's definitely a great goal. This is really pulling down. That's a great goal to have. But I would say as you get started, invest in something that you think will be a slower grower, not something that's fast movement, because it makes it difficult. If you lose money quick, you think, oh, I want to gain it back. But if you're consistently growing that amount, so if you have something that is a slow grower that maybe was like a riot here, where it was pushing up all of these days, then yeah, that's something safe that you can get into. Now, it's not crazy safe, but it is safer. I would say go with something that is safer, so that you have positivity here, and you don't want to pull away. This is really not looking good here. It did go down to 582, but it is starting to buy back up. Let's continue to push this price up. But yeah, I definitely say go with something that's more safe, and then as you start to getting to having money in safer areas, diversifying it, then you could put $50 here, or take a portion of that and put it into a smaller or a riskier stock. So I would say $50 a month is definitely a lower amount, but it is great to put any money into the stock market. So you put 1 month, maybe you put $50 into a safer place, and the next month you put $50 into a less safe, more risky place. And then after that, you can look to something that's more of a day trade option. Maybe is an intraday, if you see an intraday opportunity. But I always recommend going with a long-term option first. And if you don't have a Roth IRA, definitely try and max that out first. So yeah, if you're getting really into investing, this is good. I love seeing new people get into investing. But start with long-term options and then move into the short-term options. Volume is tiny. Yeah. Volume's at 10 million right now, 10.8 million. You can see all this volume. It's not really showing a ton. I was hoping for some positivity. You can see how like 2 million would not really make a difference at the market open. I mean, obviously it would make some sort of a difference, but it's not a crazy difference. That's within 5 minutes. So let's see this. Yeah, you can see 9 million, less than a million, less than a million. 651,000. So you're not seeing crazy volume. It's low volume. This is what I don't want to see. I want to see high volume. A stock will get suspended if it's moving up too much or moving down too much. So if it decreased a lot, then that's why it's suspended. Yeah, change to 1 minute. I did change to 1 minute. You can see that the first candlestick was about 10 million, and then we were less than a million pretty much every single point here. We need to see this volume increase. It's up 200%. Oh, well, that's why. Can you revisit your average down thinking? So for me, typically the advice that I took from a lot of my books is that you never average down, right? In a day trading situation, you never average down. For a long-term situation though, that's definitely something where you can average down. So basically, if you invest at a certain point, let's say you invest in AMC at $10, right? And now it's down to $5. Basically, you lost half your money, right? But if it is a long-term investment and you believe that it's going to get above $10 or above $15 or whatever, then you know that if you lower that cost basis, once it does increase another dollar, you're gaining back a lot more. So it's going to take less time for you to get back to your break even. So if you're at $10 and let's say you invested 1,000 shares, you invested another 1,000 shares at $5, you know you can basically break the middle of that point, and now you're at what, $7.50. So you know if you get up to $7.50, that's where you'll break even instead of $10. Then everything you gain above that will be however many shares you have. So any dollar that you gain above that will be however many shares you have. So it makes it very simple for you to, it's simple math to understand, you know, averaging down. The reason you don't average down in a day trading scenario is because a lot of times you're trying to, if you are playing a bounce back method, you're trying to get in and out at a certain point. And if you lose some money there, if you continue to average down and the stock price is not going your way for that day, then you're going to lose a lot of money for that day. You never average down during a day trading situation because that may be only intraday. Swing trading could be a different story as well. You can average down. Long term, you can average down. Day trading, I don't think you should ever do it. So anything that is longer term, anything that's over a couple of days will definitely be a day trading situation, in my opinion. I don't like to see that 200. See, that crossover really killed me right there. The 200 EMA, and it looked like it was going on the way back up. As the market opened, it looked like it was really pushing back up, and now it's pulling back. So that's not obviously a good thing. We want to see that move up. So hopefully we can see some positivity here, some volatility here. That's what I'm looking for. The GME is going downhill. That's pretty much at $51. Can that recover? I don't know. It's not looking positive today. The volume is not there. Same thing with AMC, the volume is not there. Riot does have volume. It is increasing quite a bit. You can see that 200 EMA now below the 15 moving average. So you can see that it is going to start increasing here. Yeah, the problem, like I said, with GME and AMC is the volume. It's all about the volume. Thank you. I like this shirt. I gotta buy some more shirts. Looks like you should have listened to me about Tilray. Hell with AMC. Well, yeah, that's what I said about Tilray. These positions, well, it looks like it's increasing a lot, but these positions are pretty much at their low, and they're following the trend. Just like I was saying, if you look at where the 3-month, the 100,000 foot view is, right? You can see that the trend is right here. You can see that it's going to stay above that 200 EMA line, the 15 moving average, and that's what's going to happen here. I don't believe that it's going to cross over. It looks like the trend is continuing upward. So I would agree with you. Tilray was definitely somewhere around that option where it's pulling up or pushing up. You can look at Riot. Riot's really pushing up right now, 17%, 16%. OCGN is up 12%. That's amazing. Look at the day. That's up 12% from basically where it opened at $11.37 to $11.58. But I guess it's opened up from the weekend at $10. So basically getting that $11.50 mark, $1.50 gain. SOS is up 66%. That's amazing. To see that up so high from where it opened to where it is now is definitely good. You are seeing a large pullback though. A very wide range candle bar here. A lot of people that are willing to sell this at this profit target. So definitely look out for a bottom here. I don't believe it's going to cross the 200 EMA line. So you might be safe there, but it is pulling back. So yeah, wow. Went from 66% down to 48%. So you see a huge pullback here. Is GME done now? This is where it's tricky. The volume just isn't there. Like I said, I think you can have some, it looks like a lot of cannabis stocks are actually moving the same way. But you can see that GME just doesn't have the volume that it did in the past. You know, yes, 425,000. That would be amazing if you had 400,000 the whole entire day, but it's down to 50,000, 16, 25. Like the volume isn't there. People don't want to buy into it, which is crazy because it's at these low prices. They think that it's done. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that's completely done, but it's getting there. It's getting to that thought. If you're a person that invested really high, I would say, I don't want to say cut your losses, but it looks like that may be the case with lack of volume. And who knows, it could still increase. I just don't see anything that's telling me that it's going to increase. You know, I don't want to be that person that, you know, tells you, that delivers the bad news to you. Hey, you know, cut your losses, because I'm still holding GME as well. I'm hoping for a little bit of a push up. And I'm thinking that while it's at 50, it's still in range for me to get to 70 if I wanted to, while decreasing back to 50. And then I can, you know, get back in it at a lower price and then be able to gain quick increases and decreases there. GME done. Matt just called it. I don't know if I'm saying that. I'm saying the volume is not there. And if you want to interpret that as being done, then do so. You know, sell whatever positions you have. I don't want anybody to lose any more money. And this may sound like paper hands to people, but I really don't want to have people lose a ton of money. What's the 18th? GME and AMC is dead. I feel like AMC has more volume potential, but it's still pulling down, which I don't understand how. You have a number of people that are selling at the $6 mark, which doesn't make me feel great about the whole situation. I would love to see an increase, which you can potentially see an increase. It's the first 30 minutes. You can see a slow increase, which did happen the last couple of days, I believe. But I'm just hoping that we can continue to see something good here. Or see something good here, not continue to see something good. We haven't seen anything good. How do you get ahead on a company? If I'm interpreting that the right way, how do you get ahead on a company / stock to invest in prior to maximize the gains? It's tough to recognize that. A lot of people can't recognize the fact that you are going to have a large increase. I mean, you can have all these indicators that tell you that, you know, the 200 EMA is now crossing the 15 MA, and now it's indicating that we're going to have an increase. Yeah, that could be the case, but there's a number of times that does happen and you don't see an increase. So it's hard to recognize it right from the start, but you can get in somewhere around the halfway mark and be able to, you know, buy your, you know, gain some money throughout. So it's tough to recognize it, but you can't 100% always know when a stock is going to increase. It's all dependent on the buyers and sellers, and sometimes the buyers and sellers don't really give you a sign. SMDL volume looking good. Wait, didn't I have that? Let's see what the volume looks like today. Let me go to 1 day. I don't know what that is. I mean, the movement doesn't look good. I mean, the volume does look pretty good. At 1.2 million, people want to buy at $2. People want to sell at $2.30. So it does look good. The volume does look good. It's just the wrong way. So the volume looks really good to the seller side. Right now, actually, the volume does look good to the buyer side, but they're looking to buy low, at this $2 mark, 1.2 million or 1.3 million basically. Don't bother with cannabis stocks, just buy cannabis directly and sell it on your street. That sounds like a great plan. Like this channel. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate that. See, that's what I know that for AMC, that the volume, you do have a lot of people that are holding AMC. So I know that just to address, I can't remember what the question was. I can't find it. So yeah, the volume is the way that. So we're holding a lot of shares, AMC and GME. I believe we're holding a lot of shares. I think more on the AMC side, just because I've done a little bit more research on that, and that's something that it's still speculation that we're holding a lot of shares, right? But yeah, that could be a potential reason to why we have a lot of people selling off. People are selling those shares, and you're going to see the price go down. The problem is the fact that I don't know why the price would really stay the way it is if we are holding a ton of shares. So I can't tell you if that's true, if that's 100% true. But I know that is our saving grace, is that we're holding a lot of shares. There are institutions that are holding a lot of shares as well, like Charles Schwab and 1.7 million shares. That's what they're looking to do, is hold that until that price goes up. They're not going to hold it just to hold it. They're holding it to gain some sort of value out of it and then selling it. I mean, that's really what these institutions are holding it for. And retail traders are holding a lot of positions. So yeah, I think that's true. I don't know about GME being, one of the most held stocks, but I know that AMC is definitely held by a lot of people, a lot of institutions as well. So that's why it's kind of tough to see it go downhill, which makes people think that we are going to see a bubble and it's going to skyrocket one of these days. And it might possibly happen, Yeah, well, that's why GME, Stan, that's why GME is making changes, I believe. So Blockbuster failed because they had no real plans to, adapt to the real world, how the world was trending, and, something like a Netflix or something like that. Um, that's something that was difficult for them to do, but I know that GameStop is making different changes with their executive team, and then also trying to understand how they can take control of this gaming market, really. And I don't know if they can, but they're trying. Mavis is up 15%. It actually moved above 20. That's amazing. Wow. It's still moving up. You can see a really good movement here. And yes, you do have these wide range candle bars, but maybe it might pull back past it. But you do see some really good increase here from the open, and overall from the close. So yeah, it looks really good. Mavis looks really good. They sell video games and consoles. Yeah, that's probably a majority of their volume, right? People don't go there for the video games, right? They're going there for the actual system. Some people still like to pick up the system in store, right? That's really what they want to do. And it's not about just playing those video games, the hard copies, because people can just download them. What is happening with uh, SCKT. It's up to 300% over the close. What happened? Did it had a huge gap? Wow. That is up 300%. Holy cow. What in the world is happening here? This is over one close, and I understand it's over the weekend. People had a lot of ideas to get in there, but it's crazy. You're seeing a huge increase here. 300% basically, 280% here. That is huge. Are we going to see this pullback anytime soon? It was sitting around that $3, $2 mark for quite some time, and literally during the after hours market, skyrocketed, right? This is the pre-market, the after hours market here. Does not have an after hours market? Wow. That is crazy. 300 and it's 319%, 320%. This looks crazy. That's definitely a pump. It has to be a pump and dump. That's 325%. You're telling me that that's okay to continuously move that much without being halted. Is this on a different exchange? No, NASDAQ. That is crazy. That's definitely going to dump at some point. I don't understand why it's not dumping right now. A lot of people will be able to take their profits. Wonder if Elon Musk bought it. That's what would happen if he did. And it's 313%. That is crazy. I want to see how that goes. I'm not investing in it. I just want to see how that goes. There's no way that I would get in at that high of a price. With where it was, hell no. All right, so we have about 9 minutes to the stream. Launch of scanners for iPhone 12s. Wow. Stock and Mobile skyrockets 200% and launching scanners for iPhone 12 series. Skyrockets in heavy volume, unveiling the... Okay, so now I sort of understand. But still, I mean, 300%. Come on. Yeah, if you didn't already have it, you missed it. Do not try and get in right now. I guarantee you that you're not going to see anything positive out of that. I mean, if you do, it's something that's totally abnormal. But there's going to be a lot of people taking profits. Let's go back to the chart. Soon. I don't know when, but soon. As continuing to buy up, people are continuing to buy, hoping that the price goes higher and higher. But that's 300%. And if you go back to normal, that's going to be a lot of money that you lost. So definitely pick and choose what you're seeing here. From 200% to 300% would have still been good. But that's crazy. 304%. This is up 37%. SOS is up. Yeah, you are seeing a pullback here, but it is fighting, which is really good. That's definitely a good sign. You have a lot of sell orders that are coming in at $11.65. Wow. Look at sends, it's skyrocketing today. Wow, that is moving. 24% today. Will you see a little bit of a pullback? You are seeing something. Good thing is you do see a wide range green candle bar, which makes me think that it's going to continue on that trend, upward trajectory, maybe flatten out a little bit. But I hope that you don't see this pullback. You do see a lot of sell orders coming in, but you still do see some buy orders that are coming in as well. So people want to sell at this $5.39 mark, but I feel like I say but a lot. But You can see the 200 EMA and 15 moving average that are so far apart that I think they'll continue on this trajectory. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, you're right. Derek, you are correct. Do not touch anything that's having that rapid increase right now. If you, like other people said, if you didn't get in at this point, you missed it. If you didn't get in at this point, you missed it. If you didn't get here, you missed it. So don't try and get in somewhere else. Even here, I would have said, no, it's on its way down. And just people took it as positive news. It looks like it's holding steady for right now. And it is still the first 30 minutes, so I don't know. I'm gonna check Mavis. Mavis was doing some good work from what I've seen. Up 16%. That's still staying at the same trajectory. I mean, you could see it moving up. It's fighting around this mark. You can see these support levels, ascending support levels that you are seeing here, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, I mean, that's looking pretty good. It's starting to level out here, which means that it's holding steady at the over the $20 mark. So it's definitely a good deal. I was hoping that they would get above 20 because it did look like they were going to push it. So right now it's still continuing up. If you're holding it at this point, you can gain some really decent profits. But if you're buying at these high points, obviously it's very tough to buy at an absolute high here, right? AMC is up 5%. Let's see if it can push that $6 mark again. We need it to push above $6 in order to make some sort of a run. But that's what I want to see here. So I want to see these wide range candle bars and then have it pull back or have it push back. And that's what I want. So AMC right now is not looking its best, but it does look like it has potential to increase here. And we may see some really good movement here as long as it stays on this trajectory. You could see the 15 moving average starting to flatten out a little bit, meaning that the buyers and sellers are starting to fight at this mark. If we can, turn this short term and have this, move up rather than down, that would be amazing. But right now it looks like it's starting to edge downward rather than upward. So. So we have 3 minutes here. I'll look at some other stuff. Let's look at some stocks that I got. I got some free stocks here that I wanted to get into. So let's look at this real quick. See what stocks I got. CNGA, ADT. I might end up having all of the ADT shares. We got Ford, ADT. Give me something that's good. I need something that's like $30. Another ADT, another ADT, another ADT, another one, another one. You got Ford, ADT, ADT, ZNGA, ADT, Ford, ZNGA. Give me a good one. All these lower price stocks, which is good. I mean, any money is free money. That's amazing. Let's continue to look at this. ADT, ADT. So many ADTs, it's crazy. So many ADTs. I just want one good one. I mean, either way, like I said, they're all making money. So there we go. It's all finished. A bunch of stocks there. I'm a majority shareholder in ADT here. But basically, you can get free stocks if you sign up using the Webull platform. So definitely hit that link down below and get your free stocks. And yeah. Your primary shareholder, ADT, right here. Pretty much. ADT market manipulation. That's funny. I don't think the shares are going to me right away, but yeah, I think that could be an impact. By the end, you'll be the owner of ADT. It's over $100 in ADT. It's well over $100 in ADT. Yes, you were able to cash out those. So if you do sign up and use my link and get free stocks, you can cash out those stocks once they clear. Now they take a while to clear. I believe some of mine are going to clear on like the 20th. Other ones are going to clear on like the 28th. Some other ones will clear on the 1st of March. So yeah, I mean, it's great. An ADT whale. But yeah, like I said, link down in the description for Webull. This is the platform that I'm using, and you can get free stocks. It looks like they're making a turn, a little bit of a turn. I just want to see that bottom out right here, the AMC bottom out and start to push up, which we are seeing a little bit of that. I want it to get above that, 200 EMA. Let's go buy some ADT now. PB and ZOM charts are mirroring each other. Are they? Maybe they have the same volume. Let's see, BBB and BB and ZOM. Sort of. You do have a lot more increase in ZOM. It looks like it hit its bottom with a wide range candle bar. You have a lot more buying power in ZOM than you do in BlackBerry. But both of them are basically trading below the 200 EMA line, right? Yeah, both of them are trading below the 200 EMA line. Luke Thomas or Tommy's, I don't know how to say your last name. But hey, how you doing? You can get a hey. ADT sucks. I'm looking to take the money out of there and put it into something that's more longer term. That's what I'll use majority of, all of those stocks for. I'll take them out. If I feel like it's a good position, I continue to grow from it, then yeah. But a lot of times they don't really give you that. They mainly give you like a $10 stock, $12 stock, and you can do something there. But that's my video, guys. That's my stream. I have to end here. But yeah, again, make sure you hit that like button. Try and get it to as many likes as you can. We had 1,300 people in here. It was absolutely amazing. I love everybody that's here, and we will stream tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a stream later today. I'm not 100% sure. I do have a dentist appointment, so I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. Thank you again. Make sure you check out the links down below for Webull. You can get free stocks, and also you can sign up and use this platform. But I'm going to get out of here, so I'll catch you guys in the next stream, and check out some of my videos that I posted.